be hosted in the Kingdom of Tonga in a rapidly changing world. We continue to support and advocacy of our partners to establish the Pacific Resilience Facility as a sustainable source of...
Hey folks, before we jump into today's wild tale from the world of politics, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. Seriously, over 90% of you watch these videos without subbing, and it costs you nothing but helps us keep bringing you these hilarious and insightful stories. Clicked it? Awesome, you're a legend. Now, let's get into it. Imagine this, it's a crisp Tuesday morning in Canberra, and Australia's Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, affectionately known as Albo, is geared up for what should be a straightforward press conference on boosting the nation's infrastructure. Billions in funding for roads, bridges, and public transport are on the agenda. The press room is buzzing with journalists, cameras flashing, and everyone's ready for some serious policy talk. But then Albo steps up to the podium, and bam, the room goes silent, then erupts in muffled whispers. Why? Because he's rocking a shirt that's not just pink, but a screaming, electric fuchsia that could light up the Sydney Opera House at night. It's the kind of color that says party time in a room full of suits and serious faces. We're talking a shade so bold, it might as well have its own spotlight. Now, pink isn't a crime, hell, it's 2025, and fashion's all about breaking norms, but in the high-stakes game of politics, where every detail gets dissected like a frog in biology class, this was a curveball no one saw coming. As Albo launches into his speech, laying out plans for sustainable highways and urban upgrades that could transform daily commutes for millions, the focus shifts disastrously. Journalists, these battle-hardened pros who've covered scandals, elections, and natural disasters, are suddenly fixated on his attire. One veteran reporter leans over to another and mutters, "Is he auditioning for a Barbie sequel?" Snickers ripple through the crowd, and questions start veering off script. Instead of probing about budget allocations or environmental impacts, someone pipes up with, "Prime Minister, is the vibrant choice today a nod to any particular cause?" Albo, ever the trooper with his working-class roots and decades in the trenches of Labour politics, tries to steer back to the meaty stuff. But you can see it in his eyes, that flicker of realization that the day's headline isn't going to be Albo's bold infrastructure vision, but PM's pink panic, fashion fail derails presser. Here's where it escalates into pure comedy gold. Midway through, Albo pauses, scans the room, and with the poise of a man who's faced tougher crowds, announces, "Folks, let's hit pause for a moment, I'll be right back." Boom, he exits stage left, leaving the media pack stunned and scrambling for filler commentary. Behind the scenes, chaos ensues. Picture frantic aides raiding emergency wardrobes, spin doctors firing off texts like "Code Pink," "Abort and reset," and maybe even a quick dash to a nearby store for something neutral. 15 minutes later, 15 eternal minutes of live TV awkwardness, Albo re-emerges in a safe, navy blue button-up that's as exciting as plain toast. The presser resumes, he nails the infrastructure pitch, emphasizing how these investments will create jobs, cut emissions, and connect remote communities. But the damage is done, the story's morphed into a viral sensation. Social media ignites faster than a bushfire in summer. Memes flood in, Albo photoshopped as a flamingo at the podium, or side by side with pop stars in similar shades. #PinkPM trends globally, with opposition MPs chiming in like sharks smelling blood. One shadow minister quips, "If he can't pick a shirt without causing a national distraction, how's he handling the budget?" Ouch! But amid the laughs, it sparks real chatter about our obsession with optics over substance. Albo's journey from public housing kid to PM is inspiring, fighting for fair wages, climate action, and social equity, yet here we are, roasting him over a clothing mishap. International outlets from the BBC to CNN pick it up, turning Australia's political quirk into worldwide entertainment, overshadowing our actual wins like leading Pacific climate talks or economic rebounds post-pandemic. In the video we are breaking down today, and trust me, it's worth watching the full clip for the raw footage, this incident unfolds like a sitcom episode. It starts with standard press setup, cuts to Albo's entrance, that shirt practically glows on camera, captures the awkward questions and his graceful exit, then shows the triumphant return. The raw reactions from journalists add authenticity, and there's even a post-event interview where Albo owns it with humor. Lesson learned: stick to blues and greys, folks. It's a perfect blend of embarrassment and resilience, clocking in at about 10 minutes, but packed with replay value. Wrapping this up, the pink shirt saga isn't just a blunder, it's a mirror to our hyper-scrutinized world. In an era of TikTok takedowns and 24/7 news, leaders like Albo remind us that humanity trumps perfection. Sure, his team probably got a wardrobe memo after this, but it humanized him, showing even PMs have off days. Years from now, it'll join Australia's Hall of Fame political gaffes, like that infamous onion-eating PM, or the vanishing swimmer leader, proving politics is as much theatre as governance. If this story tickled your funny bone or made you think, drop a like, share your wildest wardrobe fails in the comments, and remember, subscribe if you haven't. Next time, we might dive into something even crazier. Thanks for watching, legends. Catch you soon.